I hear you. There's no weird buzzing. Did we do the damn thing?
Dead ass.
I think we're gonna have to just take this table just like this and put it in my closet.
No, it's not coming down.
No, yeah.
It's staying right here. In the middle of your bedroom. In the most inconvenient place possible.
I'm Tamara.
And I'm Rel, and that's how you do it.
And welcome to Fearful Friends Podcast.
Welcome back. Oh yeah! Oh my god! And I forgot my fucking trademark.
Yeah.
It's been a really long time, so we've kind of forgotten how to do almost everything. I'm surprised we got everything hooked up.
Yeah.
And it sounds almost better than it ever has.
Yeah.
Why don't you fill us in on what's happened and why we've been MIA for whatever it was, 2 months?
I had
3 months?
Baby.
She had a baby.
Yeah. He is 8 weeks old now.
I can't believe it's been 2 months.
Yeah.
It's wild.
He's so freaking perfect. He's just...
He really is. He's pretty dang cute. And he's only cried in my arms like once.
Yeah.
For like half a second. And then I shut that shit down.
Yeah. That pacifier right in that mouth.
Mm-hmm. Pop it right in the mouth. Did you not hear me tell him this is martial law? Yeah. You don't have a choice.
No, it's been pretty good. I had a C-section.
Which was planned.
Yeah.
It wasn't a surprise.
No, this one was not a surprise. And he had to go to the NICU, but only for like a few hours. And yeah, it's just a lot easier this time around.
You know what to expect.
He was pretty colicky in the beginning. Like, I remember there was one day I called my dentist crying an hour before my appointment. I'm like, I'm so sorry, I can't make it in. I have a very colicky. I'm like crying out on the patio, and she's like, it's okay. And I'm like,
she hangs up the phone and goes, this bitch.
She's like, don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be fine. You just take your time. And I'm like, okay.
Did you keep the appointment?
No.
Or, I mean, like, were you late or did you have to cancel?
I canceled the appointment because it was like literally 20 minutes before the appointment.
Oh,
I think.
Yeah. No, that's not gonna happen. And what would you have done? Were you supposed to like bring him to the appointment?
No, Rich was home and his grandma was here, but I just could not leave him because he just wouldn't stop crying and he was so upset.
At that point, it's hot potato.
Yeah.
Here you go.
But also like I could calm him down with
she's grabbing her breasts. Because she is fiercely pumping.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how much she's pumping.
Pumped 5 ounces.
Is that good?
Yeah.
That's like a full bottle, right?
More than a full bottle for him.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Huzzah. If you pump enough, you can sell it on the black market.
Yeah, or the white market, because it's milk.
I don't like the implication.
Just sell it to like bodybuilders.
They really want it.
Yeah.
When I say the black market, I do mean Facebook Marketplace, though.
Okay. Yes.
So it's not like super sketchy.
No.
Or, you could just go to like a Crunch Fitness and like walk around and just
like
be
a trench coat and like
"Hey,
open it up and I've got like milk bags.
you heard of colostrum? Got some.
I got what you're looking for.
That's like a new trend, right? Like, I mean, I know that like all the bodybuilders and shit have been into it for a while, but like now, like at my store, we are selling colostrum for like just like random things, not just for like babies or whatever.
Cow colostrum, though,
maybe,
right?
but
Yeah.
like, what benefit? What like?
I
don't know.
Looked into it. It's very good for babies,
Right?
But I don't think it's human colostrum.
But it's not awesome for like adults. Like from the research I have gathered, aka the documentary I have watched, the single one, colostrum in adults doesn't really do much. But that's whatever. Anyways,
you put it on your skin. I don't know. It's very sticky. Well, mine was. Anyway, but
ew.
My baby's good now. He is like...
He's a chunky little grouchy man.
Yeah, he is. He eats a lot. And he's sleeping pretty good now. Like, he usually wakes up at like 3 a.m. Like, I put him to bed at like 8, 9. He wakes up at 3 and 6 usually. And at 6 o'clock, I'm up to get
you're up
him to
anyway.
school.
So you really only have to wake up one time.
Yeah.
What time do you go to bed? Like 12?
Just depends. Yeah.
Like never, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like we have so much to catch up on.
I know, it's like kind of crazy.
Yeah. So we named him RJ.
Oh.
And
did we not announce that before we went on hiatus?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't remember. It's been, you know what we should have done was like listen to the last episode we put out, and then we could just like pick back up.
I know, right?
Oh well, in hindsight.
I love listening to our podcast personally. I just giggle like the whole time. I'm like, I am so funny.
I haven't listened since the last episode I had to edit. But in all fairness, I've been reading a lot. And I'm listening to a podcast that talks about what I'm reading, and it's great. Good. It's like a double whammy. Anyways, tell me more about RJ. And you had a story to tell me about.
So we named him after my husband. Mm-hmm. He's a junior. And we're calling him RJ. But my husband didn't really want to call him that. And I was like, why not? He's like, well, do you remember RJ from middle school? And I was like, nope, don't remember him at all. And he's like, yes, you do. And he's describing him. And I'm like, no, I don't remember him. And he's like, well, do you remember his wife, so-and-so? And I'm like, no, I don't remember.
If I don't remember him from middle school, it makes you think I remember them as an adult.
Yeah. And, well, like, we went to school with his wife, too. And I'm like, I don't remember these people. And like, no, I don't have any recollection. And so, like, we went on. He's, like, trying to convince me for, like, half an hour. And he's, like, reminding me of all these things. And I'm like, babe, I barely remember you from middle school.
That is true. That is true.
Like, I have one memory of him from middle school.
And he was probably a dick.
Literally, no, he was such a dork. He had these, like, giant glasses.
Yeah, I remember seeing his high school picture. Yeah, that was
cute.
funny.
They were, like, they made his eyes, like, look sunken in because they were, like, so thick. Mm-hmm. He can see well now. I don't know what happened. I don't talk to him very much.
We just share a room. It's fine.
But the only reason I remember him is because him and his twin sister were in the same class. And I remember thinking, oh my God, twins.
The twins.
They were in, like, my class with me.
Yeah.
And, like, that's, I don't know. I got off track from my story. I don't know why I told you that. RJ. I don't remember people. Okay.
Random middle school guy. Yeah.
So then after all of that, he's like, yeah, his wife is missing. And I'm like, what?
Whoa.
Excuse me? How did you not lead with that?
Yeah. Like, maybe I would remember it now.
He's like, I don't know. I just saw it on Facebook. I'm like, if you ever see something like that,
you're like, I don't care if his name is RJ. I need to know.
Like, hey, remember so-and-so from middle school? His wife is missing. He just posted it on Facebook. You know, oh, blah, blah, I love you so much. Please, our boys love you. You need to come home. Tell us where you're at. Answer your phone. I'm like,
he murdered her for sure.
So that's exactly what I said. Did he kill her?
Yeah, who goes to Facebook like pleading like, well, I guess everybody does.
Like, it's just still so weird. And he's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, what happened? Are there any updates? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, who am I married to?
Someone that doesn't know his fucking wife.
And so he logs into Facebook and they found her. I don't know.
Then, did she run away?
She just came back home. Yeah, she ran away. But also they have like kids together. And I'm like,
I was going to, you know what it sounds like? And I'm sorry, but this is the podcast where I talk about Crazy Ex-Girlfriend all the time. It sounds like that one episode of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend where Audra Levine goes and runs off on her twins that she just had and goes to Vegas and just starts like fucking this random guy with money. And then she comes back.
A mental break.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, come on. You see that shit, you tell me. Come on. Like, we talk about local cases.
It's different because you guys know, like, you know these people, even if you don't, like, you still went to school with these people. I would, like, try to tell my husband, like, oh my God, someone I went to high school just died of an overdose, which has happened, like, 5 times. And he's like, I didn't know them. I don't care.
Like, he'll send me, like, local cases and be like, oh, look at this. And I'm like, well, that's crazy. But, like, you don't tell me, whatever. Anyway, moving on. Another crazy story. So, picture this.
I'm ready.
Sicily, 1930. No.
Wow, we're going back in time. I wasn't ready.
It's a Golden Girls
I should have brought an Italian beer instead of a German beer.
So, I just have RJ. We're leaving the hospital. It's, you know, the thing you envision in your life. You're leaving the hospital with your brand new baby.
I'm going to guess where this story ends, and it's with you shitting on the wheelchair.
No.
Oh, wow. Good.
It's even weirder.
Oh.
And I'm sitting in the lobby waiting for Rich to pull the car around, and there's someone else behind me who's also leaving the hospital with their baby at the same time, but I didn't turn and look. You're just like
you're a zombie.
Brain.
You just had a baby a few days before.
Yeah. Plus, like at our hospital, they don't let you put the baby in the car seat and carry it out. They make you hold the baby in the car seat and then put it in.
Is it like a liability thing?
I guess.
Wouldn't they be safer in the car seat?
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. Whatever.
My hands do be flopping around. Sometimes I drop things.
Yeah.
That seems like more of a liability.
Plus, like I had just had surgery, so I could have been on like drugs.
Painkillers.
I wasn't, but
wow, toughen it out.
Yeah. So he pulls in and I get him loaded up, and like the people that were next to us are now like in front of us in the drive-thru loading their kid up, and we go to drive by them and I'm like, God, that guy looks familiar.
My God, is it RJ and his wife?
No. That would be so funny.
Whoa.
No, but then I see a shirt that looks really familiar, and it's a beer company.
Oh.
And then the guy turns back around and I'm like, it's my arch nemesis.
Oh, this, I almost just said it. He just had a baby?
The guy who treats me like shit at the bank, who I just run into in like random places like Texas, is now
not just in Texas, on the plane
next to him.
Weird. Really, really weird that you would pick the same exact time to fly out and everything.
And now this man is like next to me getting discharged from the hospital. And I'm just like, what? Why are you like everywhere with his brand new baby at the same, like, it is just so weird. Like all the people in this town, I didn't even look at her. Ugh. All these people in this town, and that's the one person, my arch nemesis. And I'm like,
I wonder if he recognized you. Probably not, because he's such a douche.
Well, I was like in the car. I don't think he even saw me. We were in the car driving, and we pulled like around
and he
them.
was in the car, so he wasn't waiting with his chica.
Well, he was like putting the baby in, and he like turned around right when we were driving by, and I was like,
I'm assuming you freaked out, and then Rich was like, what? Yeah. Why? Why?
He freaked out, and so I tell him the whole story, and no
like,
reaction.
That's it?
No reaction at all from him. And he's like, what? And I'm like,
that's the guy that's mean to me.
I'm like, isn't that crazy? Like, he's right there. And he's like, I guess. And I'm like, I can't even tell Rel now because I have to put it on the podcast.
I mean, you could have told me, and then we could have recreated the moment. I'm surprised you remembered. That is pretty fucking wild, though. Wow. I'm surprised you didn't say something to that guy. Like, hey, sir, I hope your baby steps in stone.
I hope your baby doesn't sleep.
I hope your baby gets whiplash because his head's too heavy.
Hope your baby pukes on you every time you put a new shirt on.
Oh, that's good. That's rich. I didn't even know they were having a baby. Not that I like have my pulse on the finger of that company, but I got my fingers everywhere else.
Yeah. So, those are my stories.
Those are your updates.
Catch up. Anything new in your life? No?
Nope. Well, I mean, like, it's all like the fucking same. It's just like so funny because I was just like, God damn it. Like, there were like 8 things at work today that I was like, man, this should be really fucking funny to talk about in the podcast. And then like, I was like, without the context, because we've been gone for so long, nobody would fucking understand. And it's just me yelling about crazy, stupid things. And you're like, who's this guy? What? Who's Malachi? I don't know. Yeah, we hired someone named Malachi, which is whatever. I think he's somewhere on the spectrum, which is, again, whatever. Like, you do you. I understand people need jobs. We have lots of people at our store that, you know, are somewhere on the spectrum. But, like, I mean, like, there are just, like, some jobs that, like, you need a little bit more supervision and stuff like that. And, like, he's, like, he just needs more supervision. And, like, man, they have him working in grocery, and he'll, like, take a full U-boat out, and he'll be out there for like 3 hours, and he will come back with 3 empty pieces of cardboard, and he will put them in the baler as slow as possible. And then I will like watch, and I will time him, and he will stare at the baler for like minimum 2 minutes. He will just stand there wide-eyed and stare at the baler like it's talking back to him. And I look over and I'm like, you good, bro? How's it going over there? And he goes, oh, it's not going down. I'm like, you gotta push the button, bud.
Balers are scary.
Well, he knows how, though. I've showed him like 4 times. And then he keeps asking me to show him how to make a bale. And I'm like, I just like lie to him. And I'm like, yeah, maybe tomorrow. Maybe next time I see you. And like I catch him reading the instructions on how to make the bale because it's like posted on the baler. And I'm like, if this motherfucker tries, like it's not happening. He also told someone today that he's training to be a pilot. So I'm a little bit worried.
I think my sister would say that's right on track.
Probably. But I mean, like, yeah, there's just that. It's like my entire store is just like a fucking dumpster fire, just like falling apart like everywhere. Like I got into a screaming match with the bakery manager today because like it's just all so bad. I don't even know where to start because it's been going on for months. So you know what? Like starting today, we're gonna do fresh slate, and if we're gonna continue to do this podcast, I think we might change the frequency because Tamara is a new mother. I think we're gonna go like every 2 weeks, see how that does, and then just like fresh slate. I'll have all these stories to tell.
I will say it feels so good to do something normal. And like the fact that I'm in my house right now and I don't have a baby on me and like I don't hear him crying, like Rich is handling it, and like
that fucker wouldn't eat the bottle for me, but Dad literally is propping up the bottle with his chin while he watches the video on YouTube and the kid's just chugging away.
Not surprised.
Not cool.
No, I do the same exact thing.
I'm over here like making him so comfortable and I'm like, is your arm okay? Let me move this arm out from under my boob and up, down, up, down.
What angle do I need to hold his head at?
I feel like he's always choking. He's always grunting and making weird faces at me like he's choking on milk.
He probably is. I don't know.
I just like want him to be upright all the time. But like his head's so fucking big and heavy and his neck is so small.
Try to juggle that and a giant tit.
Babies are weird, man.
Yeah.
Babies are something else.
He's good.
But like I was good for like half an hour and then he started getting fussy and I started to feel my panic rising and then I was like trying to calm myself down because babies feed off of energy. And I was trying to keep my energy cool. And then he almost exploded. And finally Rich came.
Don't feel bad. Rich gets really, really flustered when he can't calm him down. To the point where, like, I went to Walgreens once and he called me. He's like, man, this baby won't stop crying. I don't know what's wrong with him. And I'm like, I'm on my way home, dude. I don't know. Babies cry.
It's just really hard, though.
Yeah.
It's so scary. And I don't know what you want. Do you want to drink? Do you want to sleep? Do you need to throw up? Do you need to poop?
Are you bored?
If you're crying because you're bored, get out. He's got all these toys, pacifiers. I'm over here playing with him. It's just so needy.
They are. They're very needy. My newest bit is like whenever he's crying around someone, I'll be like, use your words, bro. They don't laugh. No one laughs. No, nobody finds it funny.
They're all flustered too.
Just shut your baby up, okay?
He's always rolling his eyes at me too.
Yeah. Em taught him that.
Great. Awesome. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's a good skill to have.
Yeah.
She's already being sassy. And she's already too sassy with me. I can't even talk to her anymore. She's so mean to me all the time.
I know. She is. She's always judging you.
She really is. Do you know what she said last time I came over?
What?
I have a Buc-ee's cup. I was so offended. I went home and told Matt. I was like, this bitch. And he goes, you are talking about a 6-year-old. You need to calm down.
So it's like a red, like...
It's like a Stanley, but it's a Buc-ee's cup. Okay? And it keeps my water cold all day. And I am not ashamed of it. It's a cup. I love it. So, walking around with my big cup. And then she walks in the living room and she's just like, oh, you have a Buc-ee's cup? I have a Stanley cup.
Is that a fake Stanley?
No. She went, Mom got me a Stanley cup. And then she looked at me like I was less than. And I like went home and I was like, Matt, she's so mean.
How am I getting a text message and I just put my phone on airplane mode?
It's probably Rich.
Yeah, it is.
And?
He said the AC guy just left but didn't say anything to him.
The AC guy just dipped?
Yeah.
Can he call him?
That's my bug guy. We have a lot going on today. My AC guy is here. My bug guy is here. My kid's getting ready to go to a sleepover.
Oh my God. You get the night free from one kid.
Yeah.
So you could drop off the other. Just kidding. What would you do with your boobs?
You could take him. I can pump.
I have 2 at home. Sorry.
Anyway, I feel like last time we recorded, your job was like new and you were like loved it. And like,
are you serious?
And no. Like, I'm just in the back. I don't have to deal with customers.
I feel like the last time we recorded, I was constantly complaining about being the trash lady.
I mean, maybe, but also like...
You always ask me, like, do you have any more, like, weird conversations with customers? And I just say, like, I don't interact with the customers anymore. My enemy number 1 is all my coworkers now.
So weird. Like,
and my boss.
I totally, like, my coworkers at work, even though I'm, like, on leave and not there, we have all new coworkers, and I love them.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you.
I'm not, like, totally... losing my mind about going back to work. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my kid.
Take him with you.
I might have to. Maybe customers will be nicer.
Oh, I'm sure they would. Just like strap him to your chest and be like, "Hi, can you just lower your voice? I have a baby."
And I can pop a tit out like whenever and just be like,
"Not a good idea.
I'm feeding my kid.
I'm up here, sir." Please don't do that. But I mean, you could like bring him and just like put him in the car seat when you're not with, or when you're with customers.
He's very needy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But yeah, like I don't really deal. You know, the funny thing though is, now that you say that, I am so much better with customers now. Like now, when I go out to the sales floor and I have to interact with them, it's like a breath of fresh air. I'm like so fucking nice, it's disgusting. I'm like, let me take you over there to the cranberries, even though you didn't get anywhere close to where the fruit is. You're looking for salmon? Let me take you over to the seafood department because, sweetheart, you're with the bananas.
You're in the parking lot. Are you ready for my story?
I am. We are 26 minutes in. We probably should get cracking. This is going to be a 3-hour episode. Because she was intensely researching this story.
Yes. It's a missing person.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So this week, talking about David Glenn Lewis.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Nope. Me either.
Good.
So he went missing in 1993 from Amarillo, Texas. He was 39 years old when he disappeared. He worked as an attorney and also taught classes at Amarillo College. He lived in a suburb of Amarillo with his wife, Karen, and his daughter, Lauren. Oh. He was very involved in the Chamber of Commerce in Dumas, Texas, United Way. He volunteered for domestic violence victims.
What kind of attorney was he? Did it say?
No idea.
Okay. I didn't know if he was like an advocate for like domestic violence.
I think he did a lot of different like attorney work. Like he was a judge at one point, and then he went back to being an attorney, and he worked for like different offices. Like he worked a lot of places.
Gotcha.
And he was on the teen court board of CPS, helping young offenders get their lives back on track after conviction, because he believed that they would have a better life if someone was involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so he was just an all-around great person, but who the hell has time for all that?
To be a good person? Seemingly no one.
Like, who has time to volunteer? David had a great relationship with his wife and his daughter, and even his extended family. Like, everyone loved him. So, like, he just didn't have an enemy. Like, he just did good everywhere. Like, he went to church. He was, you know...
Well, if we know anything, church doesn't make you a good person.
No, it doesn't.
There are plenty of good people that do go to church.
Right.
But just because you go to church, it does not make you a good person. He might have skeletons in the closet.
Right.
Oh.
I mean, he was an attorney.
Enemies. He has enemies. Sorry.
What's the difference between an attorney and a lawyer?
They're the same.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
I'm surprised I didn't come up in your research.
On Thursday, January 28th, 1993, David begins this odd string of behaviors. He left work early, telling his coworkers he wasn't feeling well and was just going to head home for the day. After leaving work, he stopped at a gas station to fill up his car, and then he was next seen at the college where he taught his class and stayed there till
he also
10
taught
o'clock
a
that
class?
night.
Did you say that before?
He's a professor.
So he's a lawyer,
Amarillo.
a professor, and volunteers with... Oh my God. Yeah. How do you have time for all that?
Right.
What the... Also, he left work early because he wasn't feeling good, and then he went and taught in class? Rude.
Right. He left work early. So, like, you would think that, like, normally he'd work till 5. So he left work early and then he filled up his gas tank.
And then went over
and then
he
wasn't seen until his college.
And what time was that at?
They don't know what time it's that he got into the college at, but it ended at 10 o'clock, his class, and he left right afterwards.
Night school.
Yeah.
Okay. So seemingly we have a little bit of missing time.
Yeah. So after work, he didn't go home like he said he was going to.
Okay.
Which is whatever. I mean, like, everyone lies. Like, oh, I'm sick. I have to go home.
Well, and
but I really just
maybe he
need to go to
went
the beach.
to the gas station and sat in the bathroom on the toilet for 4 hours. You know, like.
But yeah, I don't think that he was sick.
Okay.
Who knows? Like, he didn't go to like any urgent cares or like he didn't go to like CVS and like.
I mean, maybe he's like me and you can't poop outside your own house and like you have diarrhea. I gotta go.
He didn't go home though.
Well, yeah, but maybe he like in an emergency he was like, "There's this gas station. Oh my God, it's got a single bathroom. Nobody will bother me."
I know where there's gas stations that are like usable bathrooms.
Exactly. For example, if I ever have an emergency, there is a business in my plaza that has a single person bathroom that I know I won't be bothering anyone. I can't do a stall. I can't handle people looking at my feet when I poop.
You have to walk like from here all the way to the very end. You could go to the bank.
It's like not quite at the end. It's like in between us and the end. I'm like, go to the bank in there.
Trying to picture you like waddling.
Well, I've never had to do it.
Business.
I've never had to do it, but I already know the map. I know the layout. I know where I need to go in an emergency. I've never had to. Knock on wood. Because that ain't gonna happen. My other question was there CCTV inside the gas station?
No. So
or the college?
Is 1993.
Oh, fucking God. Oh.
Yeah.
I hate it. Okay.
David's wife and daughter left for Dallas, Texas for a weekend shopping trip that day. So that was Thursday. Some places I see say they left on Thursday. Some say they left on Friday.
What were they going to Dallas for?
For a shopping trip.
It's very vague.
For the whole weekend. They were going to be on the whole weekend.
To shop.
Right.
That sounds like an alibi to me.
Oh, maybe. But David planned to stay home.
Mad at the wrong person.
Like normally he would have gone with them, but he stayed home because it was Super Bowl weekend, and he was really, really excited to watch his favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys, as was like everybody in Texas, because this was the first time in over a decade the Cowboys had made it to the Super Bowl.
And the last.
And P.S. They did win.
Oh, good.
So they didn't see David the day they left for their trip. They left like in the morning and he wasn't home. Or he was asleep. I don't know. There was like different,
not talking to them.
Like different sources say different things.
It's very annoying. Like, can we all get it together?
Yeah. When Karen and Lauren returned home late Sunday night, so this was like right after the Super Bowl had ended, David wasn't home. They see the VCR was turned on to record the game. It was like still recording.
Even watching the game.
And there was sandwiches in the fridge that David had made for himself, and the dryer was going.
Okay, so it was like within the hour that he left.
She figured he was probably out with friends celebrating the big win. Karen wasn't concerned at all and went to bed. But when she woke up the next morning and David was still not home, she began to get nervous. She thought maybe he had stayed over at the office like he had done in the past because he has 2 early morning appointments. So she calls the office, but to her horror, she found out he had never come in that morning and missed the 2 appointments. He never called the office to let them know he wouldn't be there. So obviously she's freaking out. She's just really alarmed. She calls the police department to report him missing, and they surprisingly start looking for him right away.
Oh, good. You know, I mean, it is surprising because there are a lot of people that do not get looked for immediately, but because he's a lawyer and I'm going to assume he's privilege. Caucasian. Yep.
That's literally my next line. Mm-hmm. And then I said, stop. He's a victim.
Of what?
Right.
Bad alibi on the wife, though. I mean, come on, shopping for a whole weekend? Do people do that? I guess if your husband's an attorney. I mean, whatever.
I wouldn't know.
And a professor. Jeez.
There was no indications in the home that anything had gone wrong. There was no sign of a struggle, nothing missing, no forced entry, and nobody had, seen anything. Karen called family and friends. They had no information, no luck with anything.
And, all of his friends that he was, supposed to be watching the Super Bowl with, they were like, we didn't watch the Super Bowl with him?
Yeah. No.
What the fuck?
Police began to look at David's odd behavior over the few days before. So like I said, he left work early Thursday, telling them he was sick. He never went home. He got gas. And then no one knows what he was doing till he left the college at 10 o'clock. He was at college and he left at 10. The next sighting police can confirm is from a friend from his church. This man said David was running through the Amarillo airport on Friday the 29th, so this is the next day, towards Southwest Airlines terminal, but David had no luggage with him.
Well, maybe he checked it at the door.
Right. Yes. David's vehicle was found that night at the Potter County Court building by a police officer.
So it wasn't in
which is
the airport
close. Parking lot. Yeah, and he wasn't at the airport. Huh. It was 10, 15 minutes away from the airport. So there's no reason that you would be there. And
is it a 10, 15 minute drive? Did he fucking walk to the airport?
And remember, this is 1993, so there's no Uber and Lyft.
Yeah.
And
they're in Texas. I doubt there's fucking taxis driving around.
Yeah. He could have called a taxi from the courthouse. Yeah. He didn't have a cell phone.
God damn it, no cell phones. God damn it.
Yeah. And remember, this is Friday, and his wife had reported things like the dryer going when she got home Sunday, and the VCR recording the game had been turned on.
And it was oh, God. Oh, man.
Yeah. So that happened Friday, that sighting. And then his car being seen.
How sure is this guy that it was actually Friday. David? The friend from church? How sure?
Very sure, because he said that the Amarillo, Texas airport's very small. Mm-hmm. And David is very distinct looking.
Okay.
We'll post pictures of him.
Okay. Is he ugly? Is that why he's distinct looking? Sorry, I know he's a victim. Possibly.
He looks very 80s. It's mostly his glasses.
Is it 80s handsome or 80s Jeffrey Dahmer?
They said that he was a football star. When he went to college, he was the total jock. He went there for football, and so they said he was this handsome guy, but I don't know, whatever.
But then you become an attorney.
Maybe he was
you put on the tweed jacket.
Yeah. He's pushing 40, and now he's an old dad.
I don't know, man. I love a distinguished man. The more gray hairs Matt gets in his beard, I'm bring it on, bitch. Yes.
Ew.
Yum.
No, I'm how can I sneak just from in my husband's beard?
Are you serious? Oh, I love it. You don't want a man who dyes his beard. It's so gross. And you can always tell.
I don't know. I look back at our wedding pictures and I'm why didn't I do that? He looks so Anyway. I mean, he looks nice, but
gruff.
He's been going gray since he was like 20.
I guess it happens to a lot of guys. Anyway. I found Matt's first gray hair like 8 years ago.
So on Saturday the 30th, the car is no longer at the courthouse, and a neighbor reported that he saw David's car in the driveway that day. And remember, so this is Saturday. His wife and his daughter are still in Dallas at the time. Mm-hmm. So nobody's at the house. Yeah. Police also say that David was seen in person on Saturday, but they will not give any details about that sighting. Something they're just like, for the case, they were like keeping... Even though the case is closed now, like, I don't
Maybe he was like wearing like a certain shirt or something that like wasn't found anywhere. So they're like, oh, if he's found, this could be a way to identify him or something.
Yeah, something that like
something like
the person of interest would.
Oh, so is it like, do they think there's a person of interest? Because I'm going to be honest, to me, this kind of sounds like he was running through the airport to go see a mistress.
I lied. The case is not closed. It's a cold case. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I even said that.
Oh, because you were trying to keep it a secret from me, but now I'm over here like, he abandoned his family.
Cheating on his wife.
Well, that's what I thought. Because I was like, he firmly intended on coming back to watch the Super Bowl. Otherwise, he wouldn't have recorded it. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, now I have so many more questions if he's dead. Sorry.
Then $5,000 cash was deposited into David's bank account on a Saturday. So I guess my bank's open on a Saturday.
Was deposited in?
In cash, yep.
What the fuck?
Either by an unknown person, or this is just another detail the police are keeping secret.
Okay.
They like won't talk about who did it.
But they do, like, it does seem like they have that information.
Yeah. On May. No.
March?
No, it's in February. I'm sorry, this is January.
Whoa.
January 31st. It's almost February.
It's New Year's.
No, it's not. January 31st? December 31st.
Oh. Bitch, sorry. It's close.
Yeah.
I literally, when you started telling the story, you're just like, January 28th. I was like, oh, the holidays.
Okay. Sorry. So on Sunday the 31st, so this is Super Bowl Sunday.
Okay.
A plane ticket from Amarillo to Dallas is purchased in David's name, but police do not know who purchased this ticket or if it was even used at all. So this is just some pre-9/11 airport.
They don't even know if it was used. What the fuck? I'm sure there's some way. So like back in the day, when you gave your ticket to someone to get on a plane, did they not punch it or anything?
No, you kept your boarding pass with you. You would go to the desk and get a physical.
They couldn't scan it. They didn't punch it.
Maybe they punched it, but they didn't scan it.
God damn it!
My only reference,
walked right onto a plane with like a fake fucking piece of paper.
My only reference is the scene from
Home Alone. Why?
I don't know.
You and I both thinking the same fucking movie.
But like, he like runs into her and like the boarding passes go everywhere.
Yeah.
And like, but like the people were walking in just
and then he like just runs onto the ramp with the ticket waving around. Oh, there's my plane.
Yeah.
Where does it take him to? France?
New York.
Oh,
France. No, it is.
There's like 5 Home Alone movies, right? So like,
I am getting
one of them is France.
No,
one of them is New York.
The first one, he stays home.
Yeah,
the second one, his parents go to Paris, and he ends up in New York because he gets on the wrong flight. Yes. He's following the wrong guy. Listen,
ridiculous.
I watched those movies every single day when I was a kid.
I did too.
And like they were like my favorite, and I had like a major crush on Kevin. Ew. And I had this like doll. It was like a Kevin doll with like a pull string. Yeah. And it would like, the old school like pull strings on their backs where they would talk.
I still have the Beetlejuice doll that we took from your grandmother's house. May she rest in peace.
He would go, I made my family disappear.
Oh my God, that's horrifying to me.
And he would go, ah! Anyway.
I want a Catherine O'Hara doll that says, Kevin! That's what I want.
Catherine, she's in Beetlejuice. Look at that.
Wow.
What a small world. What a small Catherine O'Hara world.
I fucking love. Did you ever watch Beetlejuice 2? I love her so much. It's on streaming.
I don't know. I feel like I would have watched it. Why wouldn't I have watched it? I have no memory. I
have like a family, you know?
Saw the musical.
The musical?
The Beetlejuice
musical?
Yeah.
When and where?
I saw it at a theater.
It was playing in the theaters?
No, like
an actual, like a playhouse?
Yes.
Wow.
I think I have a playbill right here, but
no.
Anyway.
Wow.
It's really good.
It sounds good. It sounds like something I would fucking
love. I even have a t-shirt
musicals.
From it. I wear it all the time. It says Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I just thought you really liked Beetlejuice the movie.
Okay. We need to move on. Well, God damn it.
It's a good movie. You should watch it. I thought Jenna Ortega was going to be typecast. She kind of was, but it was a good movie still.
Anyway, so pre 9/11 airport stuff.
Yeah. Wild.
We were
tickets and
babies, so we have no recollection.
I was 1 year old. Yes. I didn't know any ill intent.
No.
We were just innocent. Nobody wanted to blow up planes.
No, you could just like go on a plane.
I could just like walk on a plane.
I feel like there was security though.
I didn't have my first plane ride until after 9/11, so I don't know. I didn't take my first plane ride until I was like 17.
I only went on one trip that I was like not a baby for. And I feel like there was security. Like I don't remember move on, Tamara. God damn it.
Wow.
So we're back to Sunday the 31st. David's car is seen again at the courthouse.
Wait, so it left the courthouse, but then it went back to the courthouse?
Mm-hmm. By a sheriff's deputy. And then the deputy said he also saw a man matching David's description on the other side of the street taking pictures of the vehicle. But this is before he's reported missing.
Okay. Was there damage to the vehicle?
No. Yeah, so he wasn't reported missing until Monday by his wife. So at 5:15 on Sunday, the VCR started recording, but this had to be done manually because they didn't have one where you could like set it ahead.
I have a question. I'm really sorry. Can we just like go back 5 seconds?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. So, okay, he hadn't been reported missing till Monday. So at the point where the sheriff is driving past his car and he like makes a note of seeing him, did he like write it down? Like, was there a reason why he made notice of it?
It's a red Ford Explorer, I think. It's like an SUV. Like it's bright red
car.
And then also like he was a lawyer, so they were familiar with him. They didn't know him like really well, but it was a courthouse.
They were like, oh, there's David. Oh, he's taking pictures of his car. Okay.
Yeah. Or even if they didn't know, like, oh, there's that guy. I recognize him. I've seen him before.
Okay. I was like, what? That's kind of weird for like the sheriff to like make note of like, yeah, I saw this guy. It makes me think maybe he thought something suspicious was going on.
Yeah, but that's just why he didn't like reported it, because nothing had it wasn't until like after the fact and he was like, oh, I saw that guy, you know.
Yeah. And he probably heard like the description of the car and he's like, oh shit, I saw that. Sorry. Yeah, so at 5:15 on Sunday the VCR started recording the Super Bowl, so someone had to be there to like set. It wasn't set ahead manually. They didn't have that feature, so just odd behavior has been happening with him. So now we're at Sunday when Karen and Lauren get home from Dallas. They go to bed. They wake up on Monday morning, the 31st. A plane ticket is purchased from LAX to Dallas in David's name. Again, the police don't know the who, what, where, when, why. Do they even know where it was purchased at? Like, I just don't understand that. Right. Or like, was it purchased in person, over the phone, credit card, like cash? Like, what are we talking here?
Yeah.
They know nothing? I mean, like, I know it's 93, but like even credit cards can be traced back then.
It's just hard for us to wrap our heads around, like, because this day and age, like everything is so tracked.
Everything is trackable. Yeah. Fuck. Even if you're like, I'm gonna be so sneaky, I'm gonna pay all cash for everything. There's fucking cameras everywhere.
Yeah. Plus your phone's dinging everywhere you go.
Facial recognition on everything. Mm-hmm. Like we see you
at the airport. Like you have to show your ID.
Yeah.
So later on in the investigation, a taxi driver would state he drove a man matching David's description from a hotel in Dallas to the Dallas-Fort Worth airport.
Okay.
Which is weird because that's where his wife was supposed to be, like, maybe the day before.
Wanted to meet her. I'm saying all of this sounds like a man who has, like, you know.
But also, like, the ticket was in his name from LAX to Dallas. And, like,
from LAX?
Yeah. So I'm assuming maybe the ticket was purchased at LAX. None of it makes sense.
How did he get to Los Angeles? What?
But also it's just his name, and his name is David Lewis, which is very common as well. So the taxi driver said the man was nervous, he had no luggage, and he paid cash from a wad with numerous $100 bills. Ooh. And like whatever. This is also the day Karen reports David missing, and his car is found again parked at that courthouse. I'm just trying to get the timeline
twice
straight.
Now that same car has been parked in front of the courthouse, and he is at some airport.
Tickets are purchased in his name.
Okay.
From LAX, Dallas, Amarillo. Weird. You know, he's seen at the Amarillo. I feel like we need a map. Like, yeah.
I'm going to try to envision one right behind you with little strings everywhere.
So when his car is found again parked at this courthouse, his keys, checkbook, driver's license.
Oh my God, checkbook. Aww.
2 gas station credit cards. They were all found under the floor mat of the driver's side floor mat inside his car. But David's family said this was a normal thing for him to do.
Put your keys in it?
Yeah. So what they said, remember on those Fords, there's like a panel of buttons that you could do, like a panel button
on the door handle
that unlocks it. It was like a little like 4-digit code that you could put in. So sometimes he would lock his keys in his car and just leave it,
but then he could open up the door with no big deal.
Yeah, but like also everything. And if you're going out of town, like
you're gonna bring that shit with you.
Your credit card and your
if it's
checkbook,
a gas
at least.
Credit card, maybe he wasn't planning on driving. But like, what about his ID?
I don't know. And he had just filled up his car at the gas station. I don't know. So
weird. But like the family said, this was something that he has done. Like this is a normal for him, just to put all of his, his keys or whatever under the seat.
Regardless, he is not found, and all of his like really important belongings are there.
Yeah. His wallet or just his checkbook?
I think like back in the day, your checkbook was in your wallet. I don't know.
Must have been really big wallets.
Yeah.
Maybe they had a checkbook, book, and a wallet.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly.
I don't know either.
So this location, like at the courthouse, it kind of stands out, and it was noticed. Yes, go ahead.
I just have to tell a really quick funny story that, like, you just unlocked a memory from Winn-Dixie. Remember all those like old people that would come in and like insist on paying with checks? And I was just thinking, how did they carry around all their checkbooks? I remember this guy who had like that satchel. You probably saw him too. And like he opened it up and pulled his satchel out, and there's a fucking gun in there too. He'd pull his checkbook out, set it on the counter, and then he'd quickly zip it up because there's like one of those little baby pistols in there. I just remembered that.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, that's how you carry a checkbook.
Right next to your gun.
With a gun. Sorry, go on.
I remember one time a guy went to hand me his Winn-Dixie card, and I grabbed it from him, and on the other side in my hand was a condom.
Ew!
Not like a used one, but like in a wrapper.
Still.
And I was like,
he probably did that on purpose. He's like, she'll be left with her hands. His decision is hers.
So embarrassed.
That's awful.
So bad, but also like,
so awful.
Dude.
Matt asked me the other day why we never go shopping at Winn-Dixie anymore. And it's too many bad memories.
I get so sad going in my Dixies. I can't do it.
The smell makes me like...
For you, it's triggering PTSD. In a bad way, but for me, it's
because I stayed when you left. I stayed to watch it become what it's become.
Okay.
Sorry, I interrupted you mid-sentence.
I don't know where I was, but okay. So the vehicle stood out like it was just parked on a road next to the courthouse. I'm
picturing parallel parking, exactly. Like meter parking, probably.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm picturing too. And it was bright red. It was noticed by people, and these people are familiar with David.
Yeah,
at the courthouse.
David. Every fucking time you say David, I say it in my head. David.
So like, it's not like he like drove to like a random parking garage and like parked in the middle of like all these cars to like be hidden.
No, he was like, I'm going to park where everyone knows my car. Yeah. I'm an attorney. I frequent this courthouse a lot.
Yeah. And he's like, as I said, he's very distinct looking. And so the sightings seemed very credible. Karen reported to the police that nothing was missing from the home. She did note that the sweatpants and shoes that were not at the house that he must have been wearing were not something that he would have normally left the house in, and definitely not to wear on a plane. Like, he was a very well put together man and would have dressed nice. Even just to leave the house, let alone to go on a plane.
I know. I'm always thinking, I'm going to be sitting for like 4 hours. Can I sit in these pants?
I know. I'm like, what pants can I wear on the plane?
Right? Are these stretchy enough?
Yeah. According to what Karen had told police, David had recently received some death threats. Boom, boom, boom.
Whoa.
This was not abnormal in David's past, as he used to serve as a judge, but now as a lawyer, this was not as common anymore. David didn't give Karen too many details about the threats and kind of just shrugged it off. So she didn't really know too much. She just knew it happened. Police looked into his recent cases and into anyone that would have a grudge against David, but everyone was either in jail or didn't have the resources to pull off anything like what was going on at the moment. But also, like, people in jail can get people on the outside to do stuff.
Right, yeah.
But
how were these threats made? Was it like phone calls? Nothing said? Okay. Yeah. It was like maybe he had like a random letter that was mailed to him that was like glued with like little pieces of magazines.
Right.
It was like, I'm going to kill you. Evidence. It's evidence.
It was 1993. All leads stopped coming in, and there are no more sightings. By June of 1993, the case is cold, and police rule he's a missing person by his own volition.
What? Well, I mean, what month is this?
So this is June, and he went missing.
So it's been 5 months.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know if you can necessarily rule it by his own volition, but like, I guess with all the airport stuff and all the sightings.
Yeah, and the fact that he like put $5,000 in, basically like he gave money to his wife, like
here, take this $5,000 and get yourself a nice dinner.
Yeah, and it's $5,000 in 1993, so it's more like
not
a lot more now.
But you would get her like a couple months, right? I mean, he was an attorney, so I'm assuming they live a good life.
His family obviously demanded there was foul play, and David would have never left them, and he loved his life. There was stuff that he had planned in the future, like he had contacted a guy that he was trying to buy, I don't know, something like a trampoline or something for his daughter.
Why do you have to have a trampoline guy? Did they not have Walmart in 1993?
He was buying like some used thing from this guy, and he had like set it up. I don't remember what it was.
A used trampoline?
In my mind, I'm picturing like...
I'm picturing Rusty Springs.
Right.
And a death trap.
So, like, he had plans. Whatever. And he was like...
He had big plans.
He was like bartering with this guy to like buy this used thing. So like...
Oh my God. Sorry. I don't know why that irritates me so much. Like, you have money, buy a new fucking trampoline. Don't get some rusty ass thing that's been through some Texas storms. Buy a new trampoline. It's going to be great.
I don't even know if it was a trampoline. I don't remember what it was. Calm down.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were firm on the trampoline. My apologies. Probably like a dishwasher or something. In which case, you're rich. Buy a new dishwasher.
So the case goes cold for over 10 years.
That's a long time.
Sucks, yeah.
So we're in 2003 now.
Yep.
I was
11.
Yeah. I hadn't yet entered my emo phase. I was still an innocent little baby making fake magazines.
You were what?
I made fake magazines where I drew the Grim Reaper over and over and over again. Fashion.
Okay.
They were fashion magazines. I did it with someone else. It's not weird.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, we're gonna rewind all the way back to Tuesday, February 1st, 1993. We're going back.
Why did you bring up 2003 then? Oh, wait, you didn't. I did.
Yeah.
My apologies.
I mean, his case did go cold
For 10 years.
but now we're gonna
We're
going back.
We're gonna hold on. Of course, when I want it to squeak, it doesn't squeak. There we go. That's us rewinding.
I love when the chair squeaks at 3:00 in the morning and my husband's snoring next to me with his useless nipples.
Ew! Can we not talk about your husband's nipples?
Everyone
My
has
stars!
nipples, Rel.
Not everyone has nipples.
Okay.
Look it up.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I mean, probably. I don't know. I'm sure there's an anomaly out there somewhere. And for that one person, we are sorry that we offended you.
Okay. Where was I?
Nipples.
Anyway, okay.
February 1st.
1993. A man is seen walking down a remote road in Moxie, Washington at 10:30 at night by a few motorists on the highway. Washington State.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm like, right.
So
but
this guy is seen walking down.
What few motorists are just like, I saw a guy walking down the road.
Well, they were, came forward. They said he was stumbling and dazed. One couple decides to turn around a few miles later to check on the man, but by the time they get to him, he's laying in the road dead.
Whoa! Yeah. That escalated
That's why
quickly.
they came forward. A Camaro is seen fleeing away from the man in the road.
Okay.
The dead man is dressed in combat-style army fatigues and work boots. He's not carrying any form of identification, so he's assigned a Jane Doe.
I mean John Doe.
Yeah, I'm going to say that every time.
Men can be Johns, too.
I know. It says John Doe, but I'm going to say Jane Doe because it's just... Men can be does.
Yeah.
But women just go missing so often that Jane Doe is going to be stuck in our heads.
Yeah.
Okay, so but he's called the Moxie John Doe.
Oh.
The driver of the Camaro is never found. They assume he's a homeless man, but he was also said to be very clean, which is not consistent with someone who's unhoused.
Correct.
Later in that same month, the autopsy of the Moxie John Doe shows he died of injuries consistent with being struck by a vehicle. Blood test found no evidence of any of the drugs that they would normally test for.
No alcohol in his blood?
Nothing.
Wow.
And he was the people on the road said that
he was disoriented.
So they were testing to see what was in his system. So I'm assuming it was pretty thorough.
Assuming.
Sorry. So John Doe is eventually buried and the case goes cold. Fast forward back to 2003. Now we're in 2003.
I'm 11, making my magazine.
God.
My parents are nowhere to be found.
Why? Because they were sick of all you
Too
kids.
busy drinking.
A detective, Patrick Ditter.
Oh my gosh. I just love him. I just like him already. That's a cute name.
Okay.
Patrick Ditter.
Patrick and David.
Tamara.
I just heard that.
Tricking David.
Yeah, so Patrick Ditter from Washington State Police Department takes over the cold case of the Moxie Jane Doe. He actually uses Google in its early days, 2003, to research missing person cases that could line up with his John Doe. He comes across David's missing person file and stopped when he saw the man's picture. Patrick had found a pair of glasses in the shirt pocket of the army fatigues that the body was wearing. Thankfully, the John Doe was not wearing his glasses when he was struck, because this kind of connects it. Because if he was struck, they
would be flying off his face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Broken.
Yeah, you're right.
He wouldn't have.
I'm surprised they were still in his pocket.
He wouldn't have had those like glasses as like a
shirt
notable
very
thing.
Shallow.
Yeah.
You don't think they were planted on the body? Whoa. A shirt pocket's very shallow.
Well, it was army fatigue pockets, so I don't know.
So do you think it had a button on top of the pocket?
Velcro inside. I don't know.
Velcro, man. Yeah, you're right.
Did they have Velcro in 1993?
Yeah.
I'm just
a lot of
kidding.
shoes.
I'm just kidding.
A lot of Velcro shoes.
Patrick contacted David's family and was able to get DNA from Patrick's mother and matched it to the John Doe. And finally, I guess he didn't close the case, but for David's family, David's body was exhumed and brought back to Texas for his family to bury him after 11 long years.
Why couldn't they just leave him there? I mean, like, I guess the family would want him closer, but like, why disturb the body?
They wanted him brought back.
I want that dead body.
Yeah.
By me. And they say I'm macabre.
But there's still so many questions.
Is this where it fucking ends?
No.
Oh, wonderful. Because I was like going to be really mad.
We're going to go over like the questions and some theories.
Yeah.
So,
I have a theory. I have two theories.
Okay. So Moxie, Washington is 1,600 miles away from his home in Texas.
That's how far it is from where I am right now to my hometown in Michigan. That's fucking far.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour and 45-minute flight.
Yeah. And when the hit and run occurred, it was only 29 hours after he had been home to hit record on the VCR at 5:15. 29 hours later, he was killed on a random road in Texas. This it's like a desolate road at, Mm-hmm. So none of the plane tickets in David's name that he purchased went to Washington. There were no direct flights from Texas to Washington or from LAX to Washington.
How far is LAX from the town in Washington?
Do I look like...
It's 2 states away. It's something to consider.
Yeah. And so they figured out like he would have had to have connecting flights. And so none of the time...
bus, 29 hours?
None of the timelines matched up. So the drive would have been 24 hours, but again, his car was in Texas. And also like just the logistics of like, even if he did drive there, like what is happening to him in that close amount of time that now he's on this random road stumbling.
And he had zero alcohol in his system.
Right. Karen also said those were not his clothes and he never owned anything like that. Like, remember, he's wearing army fatigues.
Yeah, that's really weird.
I mean, you could like, maybe he got those at a thrift store somewhere.
I'm sure he got them at an army fatigue store.
Yeah.
But why?
And also, like, why wasn't he wearing his glasses when he was hit that night? Like, even though that is a thing that kind of,
and they're like neatly in his pocket too.
Yeah, that like broke the case. David always told people that like without his glasses, he's blind. And like you're on like a road at night. Like if I would, like I won't even walk down my street without my glasses on. At night, I wouldn't be able to. I would trip and fall. I'd end up in the grass.
Do you know what I keep thinking? It's like, did the Camaro? They just said that the Camaro sped off. Did the Camaro like not hit him, but did the Camaro drop him off? And then another car maybe like...
People saw him walking before. He was walking. He was all dazed.
Oh, okay.
And then they turn around and like in that time, like he gets hit, the Camaro pulls off. Like,
okay.
If the Camaro wasn't there, if he didn't get hit, we probably wouldn't be in this situation. Like he,
And his autopsy, so that it showed that he was like struck by a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, his injuries did align with that of being struck. Yeah.
Okay. God damn.
Yeah. And so like, were those plane tickets just to throw off the case? Like what was that? Like, was that a red herring? Did he, it was just so weird. So theories.
Like his things were in the car.
Yeah.
So crazy.
So theories. He was kidnapped by these people who had threatened him or like associates of them. Any thoughts?
Any thoughts?
Yeah.
I have lots of thoughts.
Thoughts on the kidnapping theory?
I mean, it could be, but that sounds like a lot. And it's not just like one day. It's like 3 days where they were like... I'm sorry, but like his behavior on his own, if that was indeed him that people saw from Friday to Sunday, his behavior on his own was suspicious enough to make me think that it's not kidnappers. Mm-hmm. Like, why is he randomly running through an airport on a Friday? And then why is he like randomly being seen at the courthouse this day and then like going home and then coming back to the courthouse? Like that behavior right there tells me it's probably not kidnappers. But how did he get to Washington?
Yeah.
Did they check fucking buses? Did he get a plane ticket somewhere and then take a bus to Washington? Because 29 hours in between the airport and Washington, that's enough time. But like, why? And like, the only thing I keep going back to was that like he had a plan to go like be with another family. Mm-hmm. Maybe he just like had a side life. I don't know why I keep going back to that. And again, like I know he's like a victim, but like my shady ass brain just keeps going there because of his shady behavior leading up to it. Or but like, then I'm just like, but then how does he end up disoriented on the side of the road in the middle of the night and get hit by a car? I mean, like hit and runs fucking happen all the time. They happen here all the time. It is like horrifying how often they happen in my city all the time. But like if he was kidnapped, they wanted to kill him, they would have killed him. They're not going to put him on the road because they can't like guarantee that he's going to be hit unless they are the ones that hit him. But it would also explain like his disorientation though, because like maybe they they keep him in a trunk for a couple days and he doesn't know where he is, what time of day it is, and he gets out. But like,
he was seen walking and the Camaro wasn't there.
Yeah.
But like maybe his actions before were because he was nervous and he was trying to figure something out. Like, am I going to leave? Do I need to get stuff in order?
We're being like, we're going to do something to your family if you don't go to the courthouse this day, buy a ticket. We need to like...
Yeah.
We need to have you make this trail, be seen out in public.
Yeah. But he's still doing weird things like taking pictures of his car. Like,
and like, with what? Yeah. He didn't have a cell phone. What else was on that camera roll?
Yeah.
Oh my God. We don't know.
Like, maybe you're right. Maybe he did just want to like leave his life. That's another theory. Like, just start over. But then like,
I don't know why I keep going to that. I mean, like, it sounds like he has a fucking awesome life. But like, the second that the wife leaves to go shopping and he's just like, let me run through this fucking airport because I'm late because my wife is missed. Like, I gotta go meet my girlfriend. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
It's also weird to me that like that ticket that he purchased was to Dallas where his wife was supposed to be, but it was like, I don't know. It's just weird.
But then it's like maybe he was going to meet his wife there and then like something came up and he had to come back. We just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We could fucking circle this table for hours.
But like, I think that the most likely theory is that like it was some sort of dissociative fugue state. Like something snapped. Like I feel like every time there's like weird circumstances, that's what I come down to.
Because it's happened before. There was that one case where that woman went missing for like, she was missing for a while, and then she turned up in a different state on the side of the road where she was unfortunately inevitably like hit by a car and killed. You know, like, it happens a lot. There was another woman who went missing. She was found on the side of the road alive, and they questioned her, and it was indeed the woman that was missing. She had no recollection of who she was. She had like short-term memory loss or something like that.
Or that like family from Australia that I did a case on, and I think every single one of them was just seen on the side of the road or like doing weird things like on the road. Like I remember the dad was found like confused walking through the road, and then he like ran off.
Weird fucking story.
Yeah. Like the brother and sister, like
weird relationship,
weird pictures with that. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, I don't know like that, but that's the only thing that we can like make sense of and be like, but like, where did he get those clothes?
Yeah,
it's just also weird.
It just sucks without without fucking CCTV, man. I mean, like, I know that like everyone's like really trying to keep cameras out of like the public spaces and stuff like that, but like for cases like this, I don't think it's such a bad idea,
right,
to have surveillance everywhere. And like, honestly, people are already watching you every fucking second of every day. You think I'm not watching you fart in the aisles at work? Come on, like, we know. Keep the cameras out of the bathrooms, but they should be on streets, on sidewalks, like in public for situations like this, so we don't have any more questions.
I think that person with the Camaro has some answers, but they're not going to come forward.
Fucking assholes too. Like, if you hit and run somebody, like, you trash. Mm-hmm. And it happens all the fucking time. And like, I know you're scared and I know you don't want to get in trouble, but like, now you're just leaving this family with like nothing.
Right.
Bitches. I hate them.
Mm-hmm. But that was how many years ago? 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Maybe the Camaro person
32.
When they die on their deathbed.
I doubt it. They'll be like, you remember that Camaro? I love that car. Goodbye.
Yeah. Camaro drivers are weird.
They really are.
I used to drive a Camaro.
My dad used to have a Camaro.
My brother drives a Camaro.
Your husband also used to have a Camaro.
Did he? No.
That black car.
Dodge.
Oh, a Charger. He was a Charger guy.
Challenger. I don't know. What's the difference?
I don't know. They're all loud. They're just exactly loud and they don't do anything.
But yeah, that is my case. Still a mystery, so it's not fully solved, but he was found. That's why I was getting it mixed up.
Well, that's just confusing.
I know. Sucks.
It does suck, because that is a thinker. You know what I just realized too? If we made an agreement when we came back to do the podcast, and Tamara has taken on the lovely task of doing all the research for us, I'm going to give her a whole bunch of story suggestions that I've been stockpiling.
Maybe you can like, I'll write up the notes sometimes, and like you can, then I'll
present them.
Yeah.
It's really hard to read your notes. I have no idea what's going on in them. They're very like...
Yeah. But then I would also like not be surprised.
You'll have like a thing that says like, and now time to skiddly-doo. And I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's true. And I'd be correcting you. I'd be like, no, Rel, no, that's not what it means.
Listen, if my mental health improves and one day I'm like, you know what? That was me trying to crack my fingers. You know what? I'm going to sit down and do a story. Then I'm going to do it, because there are some stories I really do want to cover. But like, I just fucking hate sitting in front of a computer for hours. For you just make it look so fucking effortless. But for me,
you saw me. You watched me make those notes.
And you were like pumping and doing other things. I cannot do anything else. I am in front of a computer for like a minimum of 12 hours. Like, I mean, sometimes I split it up over multiple days.
No.
But like, it's too fucking long and I cannot.
Yeah.
Because I have other things. I don't have kids. I know. I know.
But you have dogs, bro.
And I have books that I want to read. Okay?
All right. Well, I'm glad we're back.
We are back. Expect us every like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Maybe, I don't know. We're gonna, every 2 weeks. That's
so, tell someone about our podcast.
In case you forgot, it's called Fearful Friends. I know it's been a while.
Yes. Leave us a comment. Rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcast.
Instagram. I think we're on TikTok still.
Yes, we are.
Again, we've been pretty silent. Sorry. Life's hard.
Yeah. I had a baby.
She had a baby. I don't have an
leave.
excuse, but she had a baby.
Yeah.
And I'm going to piggyback on that.
Yeah. I had surgery and a newborn.
Yeah.
So,
she still has a newborn.
Yeah.
He's still scary.
yeah. He still can't control his head.
It's just wobbling all over the place. He knocked into my chin.
Yeah.
You see how sharp this chin is?
He does that constantly. I don't know
Fucking
what he's trying to
hurt his
do.
skull. He's like, you know, you heard what I told him. I said, no headbang until you're 16. He
In
didn't
that exact
listen.
voice.
I did.
All right. Well,
All right.
Thank you so much for listening. Bye, friends.
Au revoir. Bye.